Good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo. And as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Let's get open for business here. And it's Friday, guys. It is Friday. Oh, my God. And we have playoffs tomorrow night. Time for talking. It's over for the players. Time for proving and showing is tomorrow. It's so funny to me how I try and go through all the comments. I try to read every single one of them. And some of them are great, make you feel on the top of the world. And some of them are full of some people that are just so defeated that everything, I hope people don't actually live their life the way they do about the Dallas Cowboys. See, I'm a positive person. I believe being positive makes you a better person. It makes you achieve more. When you believe, you dream, you have aspirations, you think it can happen. When you think, oh, it's not going to happen, it's not going to work, it's like, why bother? You don't care. Because you got to have passion in what you do. If you're a guy that just shows up and says, well, I'm just going to show up, you're never going to make it. You have to put the energy and the belief behind it that you will succeed, that I cannot be stopped. But I can understand why so many Cowboy fans, I mean, let's be honest, we've been let down. We've been hyped up where we thought, yeah, this is going to be it. We got that number one seed. We've had a fantastic season, only to have our hearts ripped out. But see, even though you get your heart ripped out, you can't stop loving. You can't stop trying, because what you want is out there. You may not get it when you want it or how you want it, but that doesn't mean you don't stop trying to get it. See, I believe in my team. But when you hear things like this show, let's listen to Speak for Yourself, because they certainly aren't speaking for me.
For Whitlock and Wiley, TJ Hushmanzada, Sean Merriman are back. Let's move to Dallas, where the Cowboys are getting ready for a wild card matchup with the Seahawks this week, but they're already facing a new round of doubters. According to the USA Today, the Cowboys are the worst team in the playoffs, despite winning the NFC East and earning a home playoff game. Mark, are the Cowboys really the worst team in the playoffs?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think ultimately, like that doesn't, Cowboy haters bring it on. I think ultimately, when you look at the quarterbacks and you look at the way the teams are constructed in the NFC playoffs, who do you trust the least? Like, if it comes down to, if you're game planning, you're saying, okay, these are the things we have to take away, right? And we're going to make one guy beat us, or we're going to make, it's the New England Patriots philosophy. We're going to make you play left-handed. We're going to make somebody other than your stars beat you. So you've got to deal with the running game and Amari Cooper. But I think you're ultimately going, okay, we're going to load the box. We're going to play, some type of double coverage, either, swoop somebody underneath Amari Cooper or jam him up and play trail with somebody over the top. But we're basically going to take him away, and we're going to make Dak beat us. This guy has over 50 sacks from holding on the ball. I mean, there are times when I'm like, that thing is not a baby. If you pat it one more time, it will not burp. Throw the damn thing, right? So, I mean, you're looking at that and saying, yeah, they've got a really good defense. Yeah, their offensive line has been good. They've run the ball. But who do I trust the least when the pressure and the game is on the line to throw the football down the field and make completions? And that would be Dak. And that's just kind of the year he's had.
That's strong. That's strong. For me, it's hard for me to say that they're the worst team in the playoffs.
Who's worse?
Well, they beat the Philadelphia Eagles twice in the regular season. I understand it's the regular season, but they beat them twice. They have the best running game in all of football. Ezekiel Elliott led the league in rushing.
Right.
Defense top 7. So you have all these pieces. Dak Prescott obviously has his weapons, but when you look at the Philadelphia Eagles, do you really trust Nick Foles in that offense and that defense who's been hurt? I understand they're playing well, but Nick Foles is coming off of injury. We don't know how healthy he's going to be. Going into Chicago, I just don't know if I take the Cowboys to be the worst team in the playoffs.
Even if they were the second or worst, they're still bad. I mean it's only one team up. They're not moving from like last to second or third. But look at the season they had. But you need more than that in the playoffs. We've all been there. When you get there, you just need more than that. Running game, the defense. That's when the quarterback's got to step up. And you look at who they're playing. They're going to play Russell Wilson. I play with him. I know when it comes down to when the game's on the line, he's going to make he's going to make less mistakes than Dak Prescott will. I think that's why this more of the conversation, because they could be going home. They probably, more than likely they're going home. If they were playing somewhere else, if they were playing the Eagles, if they're playing with another team, then yeah, they maybe have a shot. But they're playing Russell Wilson in the Seattle Seahawks. They're going home. So I don't think this conversation is far off no matter how you look at it. They probably, the second at best worst team in the playoffs.
I can't call them the worst. I just can't. When I look at teams, the Cowboys in the playoffs have one of the best running backs. Check. One of the better offensive lines. Check. One of the better defensive lines. Check. The best linebacking core. Check. One of the top secondaries. So is everybody saying that Dak Prescott is just that bad? Absolutely not. To me, they're not the worst team in the playoffs. Who is? I mean, if you look at it, if you just go top to bottom, the Chicago Bears are the worst team. They have the best defense, but offensively, I will take the Dallas Cowboys offense over the Chicago Bears offense any day of the week. Any day of the week.
TJ, you had me all the way
until the end.
Until the end.
You left that quarterback in that equation.
So you'll take Mitchell Trubisky over Dak Prescott?
No. You know what? I wouldn't.
You would take Howard over Ezekiel Elliott?
It's not so much, and we'll get into this.
You're talking about the play caller.
Exactly.
Yeah. But the players, you got to execute. You got to execute.
Yeah. Here's the other thing that's interesting to me about this matchup, because they're playing Seattle. They're both constructed fairly similar. They're going to run the ball. This is, and again.
Enough of this. Because I'm not trying to start my Friday pissed off. But see, this is why so many of you guys out there are forever just Debbie Downers. Just always defeated. Always thinking the worst. Because I'm sorry. When you hear crap like that over and over and over again, you begin to believe that. We are led to believe that the Seattle Seahawks are head and shoulders better than we are. Yes, we lost to them early in the season when we couldn't throw for 200 yards. Before we had wide receivers, and the ones we had were all new in town. But Seattle, they lost to San Francisco 26-23 coming down the stretch. They beat Kansas City 38-31, and we know what Kansas City does towards the end of the season. They play great to start the season, usually 10-0 and stuff, and then kind of falter as it gets closer to the playoffs. And the Cardinals, they barely beat them 27-24. I'm not saying that Russell Wilson is a great quarterback, because he is. He's a Super Bowl champion. But to blatantly, continually tell you that the Dallas Cowboys are the worst team in the playoffs, a team that reeled off 7-1 record going down the stretch, beating the defending Super Bowl champions not once but twice, beating what is deemed the best team in the NFL, coming from basically the season being over 3-5 to win the division, something that hadn't happened before, best running game in football, one of the top 5 defenses in scoring, best linebacking crew, going into the playoffs healthy, a 7-1 home record. This is where you wonder, is this just based on actual statistics and analysts, or just straight up hate? And here's the thing. When I went into the season, think about what they said were the best teams in football. Philadelphia Eagles, Super Bowl champions, going to repeat. Now, they do have an opportunity, but they are not the best team in football. NFC East stinks. The Redskins may make some noise. The Cowboys, they'll probably be in the basement. Giants, they got Barkley, 2-time Super Bowl MVP. Eli Manning. Yeah. They said the Minnesota Vikings, now they got Kirk Cousins. With that defense, Super Bowl favorite. Aaron Rodgers, the bad man. Oh, the NFC North, that's going to be a tough division. Oh, my God. Carolina Panthers. Ooh. Matty Ice. Julio Jones. Sanu. You know, they picked all those teams to be in the playoffs. They told us that those teams were the good teams in the NFL. Where are some of them right now? Matty Ice, great receiving core, tons of yards. Somehow, the team didn't get on that back, did they? Aaron Rodgers, the bad man. Seemed like that team was just bad. Minnesota Vikings, you paid too much. So when you sit here and listen to these guys over and over and over again, don't fall for that crap. Don't believe what they say. Because I'm going to give you a statistic that's kind of interesting. Because everybody here keeps believing that if you got a quarterback that's constantly throwing for 300 yards, you're going to win. But here's the reality. If this season, 62 times has a quarterback thrown for over 300 yards and they won. 64 times a quarterback has thrown for over 300 yards and they've lost. So throwing for 300 yards, you have a losing record. But here's an interesting one for you. When Dak has thrown for 300 yards, he's 5-0. So when they tell you that Dak Prescott is the problem, we don't trust him, you know? It's all a bunch of crap. And it's the reason why so many of you just keep saying Dak is trash. But what I know is this. 32 wins in 3 seasons. Second in the NFL in victories. It may not be pretty, but it works. And the whole time, there's never been a time when people said, Dak is the guy. Never. Not once. Not his rookie year. Every week it was like, well, we got to get Tony Romo back. Got to get him back. Not this year. Dak's the problem. Can't do it. 14 game-winning scores. Doesn't mean anything. Don't trust that quarterback. Yeah. I love it. I believe in it. And all you trolls out there, because you know what? I got my game face on. I got it on. I'm ready to fight. And I'm taking on you trolls. All you ones that are out there that are telling me and been telling me all season long that the Cowboys suck. The Cowboys are loser. Your quarterback is trash. You know what? That time is done. That time is over. This is playoffs. And I'm coming for you. Now I got to go get to my day job. But as always, you know, I'm right here. And tonight, live streaming, 9 o'clock Eastern. Make sure you bring it. You strap on. You got that chin strap tight. Because we're going hard and heavy tonight. This is it. This is for real. Sure, check me out on my other channel, the Joe Boo Sports Report. That's this one. And Cowboy Joe Boo. For all of your Dallas Cowboys needs. I'll see you guys soon.